Good evening. This is a Hanukkah story for the seventh night of Hanukkah called The Soul of a Menora. The Hanukkah menorah in the Grand Central Synagogue of Chelm is famous throughout the world. There's no other like it. Those seeing the menorah for the first time are often surprised. It looks exactly like a hay fork, but don't be fooled. It's a genuine Hanukkah menorah. The great Rabbi Jacob Isaac, the Seer of Lublin, said to himself. I want to tell you a story here. Many years ago, a farmer drove his wagon through Chelm, the city of Chelm. He had a hay fork and some tools in the back until the wagon hit a bump and the hay fork fell out. Beryl Dunce stumbled over it. "What is this?" he asked his friend Feeble Bonehead. "It looks like a hay fork," said Feeble. "Look again," said Beryl. "It has 9 branches. 8 of the branches are the same size, but the 9th is longer than the others. Only one object looks like this." "A Hanukkah menorah," Feeble exclaimed. "This must be a Hanukkah menorah," Beryl continued. "But how would a Hanukkah menorah come to be lying in the street?" "Maybe it came down from the heaven. Maybe this menorah is a gift from God to us," said Feeble. "We can't leave it here. Quick, let's clean up this menorah and take it to the synagogue where it belongs," said Feeble. Beryl and Feeble scraped off the dirt off the hay fork and polished it until it shined. They oiled the wooden handle until it gleamed, and now the hay fork truly looked splendid, and Beryl and Feeble carried it to the synagogue. "Why are you bringing a hay fork here?" said Bunum Ox. I just mopped the floor. Take that hay fork back to the stable where it belongs." "Look again, Bunum," Feeble and Beryl said. "You've never seen a hay fork like this. It has 9 branches. Count them. One's taller than the other. Only one object looks like this." "A menorah," Bunum gasped. "How did it get to Chelm?" "We found it in the street. Feeble thinks God threw it down from heaven," Beryl said. "How else could it have gotten here?" Feeble asked. "What does it matter?" said Bunum. "What's important now is what we do with it. Right now we have to get this menorah ready. It'll be dark soon and the people will be coming to light the Hanukkah candles really soon." Bunum stuck the hay fork in a bucket of sand so it wouldn't fall over. Since it was the 5th night of Hanukkah, he took 6 thick candles and stuck them on the first 6 tines. The candle on the longer tine would serve as the shamas to light the others. When the men of Chelm gathered in the synagogue for evening prayers, they were surprised to see the hay fork standing in a bucket. "Why is that hay fork there?" they asked. "Open your eyes," said Bunum Ox. "Can't you tell a menorah when you see one?" "We found it in the street. God threw it down from the heaven," Feeble and Beryl said. Word of the miraculous menorah spread quickly through the town of Chelm like fire through dry leaves. People from the surrounding countryside came streaming into town to see it. Among them was a farmer who had been searching all day for a missing hay fork. "That's my hay fork," he shouted as soon as he saw that menorah. The people of Chelm were outraged. "Dolt, Muntkef, since when does a hay fork shine like silver? Did you ever see a hay fork lit with Hanukkah candles?" "It's my hay fork, I tell you. I broke the handle once. I fixed it with a metal collar and 2 screws. Look, there they are." There were indeed a metal collar and 2 screws holding the wooden handle together. Was the farmer correct? What was this strange object? Here it is right over here. See it? What does it look like to you? What does it look like? Could be a hay fork. Could be a menorah. Let's read on. "It's a hay fork," the farmer insisted. "It's a menorah," Beryl, Feeble, and Bunum replied just as firmly. Everyone turned to the rabbi. "What is it?" they asked him. The rabbi was the only person in town wise enough to solve the problem. "I don't know," the rabbi said. "It certainly does look like a hay fork, but it could also be a menorah. We need greater wisdom than mine to answer this question. We'll have to bring the menorah or the hay fork to the Seer." Rabbi Jacob Isaac, the Seer of Lublin, was the holiest man of his time. He was called the Seer because he could look into people's souls and solve unsolvable mysteries and discover hidden meanings. If anyone could determine whether the menorah was really a hay fork or the hay fork was really a menorah, it would be the Seer. Early the next morning, Feeble, Beryl, Bunum, and the rabbi and the farmer pulled into a wagon and set out for Lublin. They took the hay fork with them, and the entire population of Chelm came along too. Fortunately, Lublin was not too far away, and they arrived before noon and went to visit the Seer. The Seer welcomed his visitors, and after serving cake and wine, he asked, "How could I help you?" "Tell us what this object is," the rabbi asked. "What do you think it is?" the Seer asked him. "It's a menorah," said the people of Chelm. "It's a hay fork," said the farmer. The Seer stroked his beard. This is not an easy question to answer. The object has 9 branches, 8 are the same height, but one is taller than the others. So it could be a menorah. On the other hand, it does indeed look like a hay fork. There is only one way I know how to solve this problem. Our master, the great rabbi and teacher Isaac Luria, of blessed memory, taught us not to be deceived by an object's outer appearance. We must always look inward to discover its nature. Sparks of holiness can be found in most common ordinary things. A blind beggar singing in the marketplace might be an angel. An old boot might hold the key to the cosmic riddle. The Broncos this year could win the Super Bowl. We must constantly search for the hidden sparks that we can uncover their true holiness. I believe that's what happened in this case. The people of Chelm discovered the holy sparks hidden in a hay fork. They lifted them up by transforming the hay fork into a holy object, a menorah. "That's right," Beryl, Feevel, and Bunham said. The Seer continued, "Once holy sparks have been lifted, they cannot be lowered. This object might have been a hay fork in its earlier existence, but now it's a menorah, and it must remain a menorah. It cannot be used as a hay fork again. That would be a sin." "It's true," said the rabbi. "But what about me?" said the farmer. "I still need a hay fork." "And you will have one," said the Seer. He turned to the people of Chelm. "The farmer has come here in good faith. He needs a hay fork to do work. So here's my decision. The people of Chelm may keep their menorah, but they must also pay the farmer 18 zlotys in compensation." That's like $18. "What?" cried the people of Chelm. 18 zlotys for a hay fork? "What are you talking about?" said the farmer. "Can't you tell a menorah when you see one?" This is what the farmer said. It's now a menorah. That's how the famous menorah came to the Grand Synagogue of Chelm. Don't be fooled. True, it may resemble a hay fork, but it has the soul of a menorah. That's what counts. Happy Hanukkah to all.